I'm Rick Gentry, the President and CEO of the San Diego Housing Commission. Thank you for being here with us this morning. We're here to announce two events for the homeless, which will occur next week. One is the 11th annual Project Homeless Connect for downtown San Diego, which will occur on Wednesday, January the 25th. The other is the We All Count volunteer count of the homeless, which will occur on Friday, January the 27th, next week. Both events falling coincidentally next week. And I want to thank you for being here with us. We're going to hear some messages from a number of dignitaries. And I'd like to point out that both events next week are the result of a real collaboration. That's a collaboration between the city and the county and the private sector to see that services for the homeless are improved. And we have a number of speakers here with us who will proceed in order. The first is San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer, County Supervisor Ron Roberts, Council Member Chris Ward, Council Member Chris Cate, San Diego Fire Chief Brian Fennessy, Lieutenant Carol Beeson of the San Diego Police Department's Homeless Outreach Team, and concluding Deacon Jim Vargas, who is President and CEO of Father Joe's Villages. And with that, I'll turn the proceedings over to Mayor Faulconer.
Thank you, Rick. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. I want to thank all of my colleagues who are here today, particularly Supervisor Roberts, who you can hear from in a second. Obviously, our council members Chris Cate and Chris Ward, our fire chief Brian Fennessy, Deacon Vargas, who's on his way as well. He is here. Deacon, good morning, sir. I know you've been running over here. Great to see you. You know, last week at my State of the City address, I said we must make reducing homelessness our region's #1 social service priority. And I laid out my plans to ask our homeless service providers for their proposals to create a new integrated assessment system where any man or woman on the street can go to start, get their lives back on track and a path to a better life. In the meantime, we are also working on ways to identify a new facility and add hundreds of emergency beds to address the immediate need and shelter those that are on the streets. I'll have more to say on these projects in the weeks and months ahead. But for today, we have a very simple message. We need volunteers. San Diegans, of course, are known for coming together to help those in need. And that is why we know that we can count on hundreds of volunteers each year to make a difference in the lives of our most vulnerable residents, the homeless. And we have an urgent need for volunteers and donations for two very important events next week, Project Homeless Connect and We All Count. Last year, I was honored to greet many folks and individuals at our Project Homeless Connect. So I can tell you, I know how important this one-day event is, and it's how much this resource fair for the men and women to help give services to connect them to get off the streets. We're hoping to get an additional volunteers to donate their time by next Wednesday, initial 100 volunteers. And so we're also asking for donations ahead of the event. And so I know some of our speakers are going to get into what's needed, but we're going to need volunteers for next Friday and the We All Count homeless census. This is about also gathering important information about our homeless population, not just in the city of San Diego, but throughout the entire county. They will gather information about individuals, their circumstances, and again, helping to get the help that people need. I can tell you that this count is vital to the region to continuing to receive the millions of federal dollars that we need to address homelessness. So we need about an extra 100 volunteers to participate in the We All Count homeless census, and it's going to be in all parts of the county. I'll be out there as well with several members of my team to take part in this very important project. And Rick, I want to thank you again for your continued help and leadership. So come out. Please make a difference, and that's what this is all about. I'm delighted to have the strong support. Again, this is a great example of the city, the county, the entire region, our providers coming together for the future and really helping men and women and families that need that help. With that, I will introduce Supervisor Ron Roberts. Supervisor Roberts.
Thank you and good morning. Mr. Mayor, this feels a lot better than the last time I was here with you. So it's we're here for something extremely important, to say the least. And We All Count is our annual census that we take of the homeless in San Diego. And when I say San Diego, I'm talking about the entire county. So it's a major undertaking. It requires a lot of people, as the mayor mentioned, but this is what the federal funding is based on, the results of this. And more recently, especially because of the help we've received from Congressman Scott Peters, we're seeing the formula being adjusted so that San Diego should be receiving closer to our fair share of the funds that are available. But getting this right requires literally hundreds of volunteers, people who are willing to walk the streets and peek in the canyons and check out the parks and find the homeless people wherever they might be, including in our shelters. We need volunteers in every single community in San Diego County, and we're asking a special 100 volunteers to help to do the more in-depth surveys that need to be done in addition to the counting that we do. I can tell you I've been on the streets to do those surveys, and it's an experience. And I say that, I mean, it feels very rewarding at the end of the time that you put in. It helps to really put a human face on these the problems that we see and the tragedy that's happening on our streets. And we know that there's no magic bullet for this work that needs to be done. Volunteer opportunities exist from January 27th, when it starts, on Friday, January 27th, all the way to Tuesday, January 31st. And as of today, we have nearly 1,500 people in the region who have signed up, which is very, very impressive. Of course, our county employees are volunteering in force, I'm proud to say, and it's due in part that because the County Board of Supervisors has offered our employees an opportunity. If they'll help us, we'll give them equal credit for work hours, in effect, so that they will be doing this with some assistance. Internally, we set a goal of 500 county participants, and I'm proud to announce that as of this moment, we have 637 county participants who have already signed up. That number really beats our goal, and it represents about over 40% of what we have signed up, just under 1,500 right now, as I checked just a short time ago. And I'm anticipating this to be a very big year for our region as we tackle what has to be our largest social issue that we're going to deal with, and which the mayor has made the centerpiece of his efforts this year. The count is really a great way for people to participate and to help us and to make a difference. To join, it's really simple because we've got a site. You can go online, you sign up. All you have to do is visit We All Count, and I'm going to give you the address. It's real simple. It's RTFHSD, Regional Task Force for Homeless San Diego, rtfhsd.org. You'll see an array of opportunities in different locations in the county that you can sign up for. We particularly need people in the North County, so I'm stressing that. That's where our major shortfall is right now. So anybody that sees this from the North County, please join us. We would be very appreciative, and I think you will sense right away that you're doing something extremely important. Thanks to all of you for being here today.
Thank you, Supervisor Roberts, and I wanted to extend a special thank you to all of our partners in the media that are here today. This is a really strong response, and I really appreciate you all being here to help get the word out about the need for volunteers and donations to make these two events very successful. And we're hoping they're designed to be successful, and we need to make sure that all San Diegans are stepping up to help us do our parts. So I want to encourage all San Diegans to come out and volunteer, in particular for the Project Homeless Connect opportunity next Wednesday. San Diegans know the importance of doing this outreach to help our neighbors, to provide resources to tackle homelessness, and to improve the situation on the ground. And I've already been a part of these efforts for years, but this is the first opportunity that I've had as a council member, and of course as the incoming council member for the district that represents downtown and Hillcrest and many of the urban core neighborhoods here in San Diego. My neighborhoods are acutely aware of the impact of homelessness, and this is important personally to me. I do want to thank the San Diego Housing Commission for assembling these vital annual service opportunities. By bringing more people in for services, we get a better picture of the individualized needs of our homeless population. That not only helps us connect them to the services that can be of the most help, but ensures that the programs we design and support are oriented to the unique situations for which they all face. And to make all of this work, we are asking San Diegans to come out. Next Wednesday for Project Homeless Connect, we need 130 Good Samaritans to sign up and to staff the registration tables, assist homeless people as they arrive, or accompany them to help access the available services on site. And additionally, we will need volunteers down here at Golden Hall the day before on Tuesday to help set up this really important and major event. So to join us as a volunteer, I also want to give you a website. You may sign up by visiting the Housing Commission's website at www.sdhc.org. And again, my thanks in advance to the many San Diegans who will step up and volunteer to help make a positive impact on those that are facing homelessness here in San Diego. And I'm proud today to be able to make a warm contribution towards this event, and I want to thank and welcome my colleague Chris Cate, who will talk about a little bit more for the need for donations for Project Homeless Connect.
Thank you, Councilmember Ward, and good afternoon, everybody. It is extremely important that we have donations for this upcoming event, as well as Councilmember Ward mentioned, and I'm happy to tell you that we have already received some very major donations. 7,000 pairs of socks from Stance, 1,000 hygiene kits from the Downtown Fellowship, and 500 jackets from San Diego Rescue Mission. But our need is extremely, extremely great, and we have no idea how many individuals will be walking through the door at this year's Project Homeless Connect. Last year, more than 1,200 individuals attended. So I hope everyone in San Diego can join me in making a donation. We need new sweatshirts and hoodies, sizes large and up. We need reusable ponchos, new small and medium-sized blankets, new or gently used closed-toe shoes. Please no flip-flops, sandals, or heels. New or gently used backpacks, and new non-prescription reading glasses. These donations can be dropped off here at Golden Hall, 202 C Street, on the day before the event. So that would be Tuesday, January 24th, between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. And I know San Diegans are extremely generous, so your generosity is greatly appreciated. And again, hopefully you're able to join myself and Councilmember Ward with some great donations for the upcoming events. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our Fire Chief, Chief Fennessy.
Thank you, Council Member. Good morning and welcome. This is the second year as Fire Chief that I have been fortunate enough to attend the Project Homeless Connect downtown San Diego. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate the invitation again. You know, the San Diego Fire Rescue Department often provides services to these vulnerable San Diegans who live on our streets during medical emergencies. When people dial 911 during a life-threatening situation, help usually arrives in the form of a fire engine. Interviews conducted during registration for Project Homeless Connect give us an overview of the medical needs of the homeless population that we serve. According to last year's Project Homeless Connect, almost half of the homeless San Diegans assisted have a physical disability. Also, about half reported that they have a mental health issue, and about 17% have developmental disabilities. It is personally gratifying to see these homeless San Diegans receiving the help they need under better circumstances at Project Homeless Connect. Please volunteer or make a donation through the San Diego Housing Commission's website. You've heard it a couple times. I'll give it to you again. It's www.sdhc.org. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Lieutenant Deason of the San Diego Police Department.
Good morning. The San Diego Police Department Homeless Outreach Team is pleased to be part of Project Homeless Connect. We continue to reach out to homeless San Diegans and provide them with information about the services that are going to be available to them at Golden Hall next week. It's really important to have the different service providers under one roof at the same time to help our homeless individuals get the services that they need. Things such as California IDs or other important documents that they need in order to get jobs or to get themselves into housing. It's also important to note that the Social Security Administration is also going to be on site to help them determine what benefits that they are eligible for. I want to join all of our partners in encouraging people in San Diego to help with this event and volunteer to help support this great cause. And with that, I'd like to introduce Deacon Vargas.
Good morning. Thanks for being with us. At Father Joe's Villages, this is the 11th year that we'll be participating. We're proud to participate in Project Homeless Connect. It's a great opportunity to link individuals who are out there on the streets with services. As was mentioned, about 1,200 came last year to us, and we're expecting more like 1,500 this year, so the number will be increasing. And we'll have flu shots and we'll have health screenings. At our own medical clinic at Father Joe's Villages, we notice that there's a higher incidence in this population of individuals who have high blood sugar and high blood pressure. And so it's important to connect them with services. So our hope is while we're there with the other services providers, we're able to welcome them, show them some hospitality, some love and compassion, and also entice them to come into the various service providers, just like Father Joe's Villages, and get the help that they need, whether it's medical, finding employment, or otherwise, so that they can secure employment, have an income, and then be able to provide for themselves and be able to have housing. And that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, we need them in houses so that we get them off the streets and keep them off the streets. That's what we want for these neighbors of ours who are in need. So I would encourage those of you who haven't signed up to be volunteers for next week's event, please do so. And as was mentioned as well, we have the point in time count that's being taken at the latter part of this month as well. And that's an important criteria that will be used in order to determine the funding that our area, our region of San Diego County will receive federally, from state and otherwise. And so please, we need volunteers to come and take the count, to go out there. Last year, about 8,700, to be exact, 8,692 were counted. And so this year, we don't know what that number will be, but it's important to ascertain that and to know exactly where they're located in the region of San Diego County so that we know exactly how to provide the services. Just like next week, it's reaching out to them. It's going to where they are, all right, in order to entice them to come in for the services that they very much need. So thank you and God bless.
Thank you all for being here with us this morning. And let me recap by just noting that we're talking about two separate events next week, not just one, but two. And we're asking for volunteers for both and donations for one. The first event will be Project Homeless Connect, which will occur on Wednesday, January the 25th from 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. That will occur at Golden Hall, right behind City Hall downtown. And for that, we're asking for both volunteers and donations. And the reference on that one is the Housing Commission's website, www.sdhc for San Diego Housing Commission, www.sdhc.org. And that's for the first event, which is Project Homeless Connect, Wednesday, January 25th from 9 to 3. The second event will occur on Friday, January the 27th, and that's from 4 a.m., and I'm saying that correctly, it's a.m., 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., and that will be the regional task force setting up the We All Count annual count of the homeless. And as Dolores Diaz, who is the executive director of the We All Count, likes to point out, that will occur rain or shine from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., and tailing off, as Supervisor Roberts said, until the end of the month. But that will be a count that will help us establish a snapshot as of next Friday on the number of homeless in the region. The applicable reference on that one is www.rtfhsd. I'll say it again, www.rtfhsd.org. And for that one, we don't need donations. We need you there with us in the wee hours to count the homeless. I'll point out this is the 7th year the Housing Commission has operated Project Homeless Connect. It's more than 10 years that the Regional Task Force has operated the We All Count. The Project Homeless Connect partners here with the Housing Commission are Father Joe's Villages, Family Health Centers of San Diego, and the Interfaith Shelter Network. The homeless count is more people than we have time to list right now, but cover leaders throughout the region. I'd like to conclude in thanking Mayor Faulkner, Supervisor Roberts, Council members Ward and Kate, San Diego Fire Chief Fennessy, Lieutenant Beeson from the Police Department, and of course Deacon Vargas for being here with us this morning. Thank you all very much.